More on metabolic health, healthy weight loss. Um, yes, metabolic health. And lately, I've been talking a lot. Some here, some in my email, some on my new free video at my website. Talking a lot lately about muscle loss, the importance of muscle. Muscle is really critical to healthy aging, and it's very critical to metabolic health, which is critical to all health, brain health, heart health, everything. So I've been talking a lot about that. I thought one thing, and in that context, I've been talking about how important it is to learn how to work with your physiology instead of against it. So, for instance, dieting or fasting done poorly, um, obviously eating junk food too, but even healthy eating done wrong can too much calorie restriction in the wrong way, things like that, even over exercising. These things can backfire and actually work against your physiology and just create more stress, make your body want to hold on to its fat even more, as much as it can. Again, I've mentioned sometimes if your insulin levels are high, then that's going to block your access to your body's access to burning fat for fuel. It's very important to kind of learn how to work with the hormones, how to work with the stress responses, how to work with support your gut microbiome, all of these things, support the mitochondria in your cells to truly improve your health. And this is even trickier if you are trying to lose weight. It's even a little bit more, it's not impossible at all. It's very, very doable. But when you're trying to burn fat and lose weight, which can help your health, in most cases, it's going to help your health a lot. If you have excess fat to lose, losing some, all other things being equal, usually you're gonna be healthier, and in some cases a lot healthier. Um, But when you're trying to balance those two things, it's even more important to be sure you're working with your physiology instead of against it. So I'm going to talk. I'm Megan Aro, nutritional therapy practitioner, metabolic health practitioner. I'm going to talk a little bit about functional testing. I feel like I haven't really talked much lately about functional testing, but it's one of the things I love helping my clients with. I love studying it. And um, related to the dangers of dieting, for example, I encourage you, if you don't have it already, my latest free thing at my website, wellnesswisdomforwomen.com, which is for women and for men, all genders. You might want to start with that free video as well. So you can get that there. And um, I'm looking at my notes. Sometimes I'm glancing down to see if I forget something. So the functional testing can include more than blood. But blood is a great one to start with. Blood is going to give you, if you know what to look for, really important insights into what's going on with the cells, what's going on with your physiology at the cellular level. Now, hair tissue mineral analysis can also do this in a different way. Stool testing can give great insights to the gut microbiome and whether you have issues with excessive permeability of your intestinal walls or parasites or infections potentially, but especially that gut microbiome. So there's lots of different functional testing we can do, but blood is a really important basic one. And functional testing uses the results of lab reports in a very different way than your doctor is probably using them. The lab ranges are used for diagnosing disease. They're not particularly helpful for optimizing your health. A lot of things could be detected so much earlier, and strategies could be individualized for turning your health around if you use narrower ranges within the lab range to see patterns, look for patterns, find out about what's happening with your metabolism, what's happening with your blood sugar regulation, with your inflammation, with potential infections, um, what's going on with your thyroid. For instance, if you have low thyroid, well, there's like 5 different patterns of things that can cause low thyroid. Which pattern do you have? It can get so much more specific than is typically used in medicine these days. So I encourage you to consider looking into doing functional testing. That said, I do often end up recommending to clients, you know, just with some questionnaires and me talking to you, maybe doing a food and mood journal, I'm already going to be able to give you probably a lot of um, improvements that you could be making that will improve your health without necessarily needing the blood testing or other functional testing. So often it is more cost effective, unless sometimes people, of course, already have blood work, and I can look at that too. But it can often be more cost effective before we order more lab tests with the blood or stool or hair to start with the changes that are kind of already obvious, uh, and or at least obvious to me. It may or may not be obvious to you. Some things you think may be obvious to you may not be may not be the things that I would change or the things I would do. So I really, yeah, invite you to schedule a call with me if you're interested in that at my website again, wellnesswisdomforwomen.com. You can schedule a free consult with me if you're not sure like how all of this might apply to you. I love chatting with people and finding out about, where you're at, what your goals are, how I might be able to help you, and how other resources might be of interest for you too. So, yeah, the first free thing I have at my website there is partly includes stuff about muscle loss. So I really want to be careful, or really want you and everyone to be careful about avoiding dieting, being careful if you're fasting. I love fasting. It's a wonderful tool for most people, depending on how it's done, because both dieting, fasting done in the wrong way, also just aging, and also being a woman, all of these are risk factors for muscle loss or having difficulty putting muscle on. So I hope you will, um, prioritize your health, but also get the education and or the support. Lots of books and things out there, but of course, lots of things saying contradictory things. Um, but get the support you need to proceed in a way that is really working with your physiology in a productive way and not working against your body, as dieting, for example, does. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I'll talk maybe more specifically about functional testing. Let me know what questions you might have around functional testing. You can put them in the comments. You can private message me. But yeah, checking blood work is so powerful for being able to, especially after you've begun making the health changes that you want, to continue to monitor progress also, and to continue to refine, because things do become individual the more closely you look at it and the more progress you make. The more individualized things need to be, because one person might not react the same to this particular food pattern, for example, or this type of fasting, or this type of exercise. One person might respond in one way and another person might respond in another. And some of that you can tell by how you feel, of course. How you feel is very important. And when you really look at what's happening with the cells, that can give you even more information and much earlier information. So I think is that all in my notes? Oh yeah, and I did a little blog post for yesterday for Valentine's Day on chocolate, one of my loves. So if you're interested in that, please check that out too. I'll put the link for that in the comments below here.